They await the official word that they will get the green flag. Good starting formation here. Rinus VeeKay, things getting a little bit tricky outside, but Robert Mcginnis takes the green flag, and we're racing in Indianapolis.
And Rinus VeeKay, way too much wheel spin. He's going to fall all the way to the back. Look at this, 4 wide into turn 1.
It did not take Oliver Askew long to try to make up some ground, and he is right there on Robert Mcginnis. You see really good battle. Ryan Norman falling into that 3rd position, and then Rinus VeeKay got checked up just a little bit.
And everyone here starting to funnel through turn 4, but it's keeping it clean. I'm actually really shocked to see them not be more aggressive going into turn 1, but I guess everyone has that big picture frame of mind.
Robert Mcginnis again with Oliver Askew just behind him, and now all of a sudden Askew's going to take a look. Boy, he's using every inch of that track trying to take every look at Robert Mcginnis.
Yeah, and Mcginnis had a huge wobble going into the corner in that blue and white car, so he's got to be careful not to overdrive it on this opening lap. And another big wiggle here for Oliver Askew. This is not an easy opening lap.
It's a fairly wide track, Anders. Where are the best opportunities, say for an Oliver Askew or running in 3rd place there, Ryan Norman, if they want to try to make up ground, the best spot to do so is where?
Well, I think you're coming up to right here. He's got to set up a move coming into turn 13, so that's them going through 13 right now, and that'll give you that long run through turn 14, which is this ultra long sweeper right here onto the front straightaway. And from here, you're on full throttle for some 15 seconds. So a lot of time to pick up a draft and use your push to pass.
We know now that there is so much that goes on with sim racing, simulators, being able to use the computer. Can that familiarize a driver with the circuit and just kind of get that muscle memory down pat, if you will?
It absolutely can, but it'll never replicate that feeling of the car just slipping and sliding on an opening lap such as this one. So there is really only one way to do it, and that is with repetition. And a replay here at the start. Look at the big wiggle Rinus VeeKay had in that dark red car there, falling backwards, whereas the 2 Andretti cars out in front, no problem whatsoever.
It also looked like all of a sudden getting pinched down a little bit on that start. That was the machine of David Malukas, but he was able to keep it clean. Now we take a look here. Askew and Mcginnis. Mcginnis is going to try to close that door.
Yeah, and Askew there, just beautiful move on the push to pass hard. He's already used 4 of his push to passes, so yeah, he's got to be careful not to burn all these in the opening stage of the race. Very, very easy to do.
Adam Vinatieri is a place kicker for the Indianapolis Colts. He's with Katie on pit road.
And Jake, not only is Adam captivated with motorsports, he decided to start a team with Dr. Jack Miller. Adam, why'd you decide to start a USF 2000 team?
Well, I tell you what, you can't live in Indy and not be a race fan. So Jack and I have been great friends for a long time. Watching his son kind of go through all the kart stuff and start getting into some of the other races was kind of a dream come true. He asked me to be a part of it just for the, I don't know, I'm a professional athlete as well. We can kind of talk to the kids and stuff, and it's been awesome. I've loved it every step of the way.
And Dr. Jack Miller's son racing, as you mentioned. Your other driver is Rubens Barrichello's son. How did that marriage come together?
Well, that's awesome. You know, obviously that family tradition of racing and stuff. He's a good kid. They call him Doo-Doo. I love it. It's awesome. But he's a great kid. You know, we've got 2 great drivers here this weekend. I'm excited to watch them both.
I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. Are we going to see you in IndyCar soon?
No, not right away. Let me finish kicking, and then we'll talk about it after that.
All right, good luck next season, Adam. Thank you.
Katie, thanks. A guy that's known for splitting the uprights. We've had a split in terms of up front, because now all of a sudden during that conversation, Robert Mcginnis got that 1st position back.
Yeah, and he pulled the exact same move on Oliver Askew as Oliver Askew pulled on him a couple of laps earlier, and in doing so, Oliver lost a ton of momentum and almost got overtaken by Ryan Norman. So he's got to be careful here, does Oliver Askew, not to make a mistake and fall into the clutches of Ryan Norman. So replay here on board with Oliver Askew. Look at this push to pass from Robert Mcginnis. He's going to pop to the inside, deep on the brakes. I bet you Oliver Askew did not expect Robert Mcginnis would stick it in there, because that was a late move. And just pay attention to how close it was here. Would have been so easy for Oliver Askew to get a cut tire here. Oh boy, and as we say that, Rinus VeeKay down to the inside in turn 7.
Boy, they are about as close as you can get. That's Rinus VeeKay, car 21, Ryan Norman to 48. VeeKay is going to be able to close that pass. Malukas wanted to get up there with him. You can throw a blanket over those 3 cars.
How cool is this? Racing at the Indy Motor Speedway road course, and David Malukas now going to get by Ryan Norman as well. That's going to be a huge disappointment for Ryan.
He is trying to get his first win here in the Indy Lights presented by Cooper Tires. And Anders, at that point, does the mind even allow you to start thinking about what might be just ahead for you?
Well, I think the only thing he's going to be thinking about right now is executing this race and then going into race 2 tomorrow to try and repeat. He needs that for the championship. And but boy, oh boy, what a day of execution for Robert Mcginnis. It has been not a wheel lockup. It's by far and away the most mature drive I've ever seen him do.
Robert Mcginnis, who had talked about in qualifying that they wanted to make the changes late. They made the changes they needed to make. The car agreed with them. The course agrees with them. Checkered flag falls. Robert Mcginnis is a winner here in race number 1 in the Indy Lights Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Oliver Askew finishing second, and Rinus VeeKay rounds out the podium.
How about that? Robert Mcginnis and Michael Andretti and Don Lambert down on the Andretti pit stand, absolutely elated. And look at Robert. You can see the grin from inside the helmet, can't you?
Boy, if you're going to pick a facility in North America for your first win that you're not going to forget, it's certainly the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And don't forget, it's not just his first win in Indy Lights, it's his first win ever in an open-wheel car on the road to Indy. So this is absolutely huge for Robert Mcginnis.
You know, this is a course, as we talked about, with a lot of curves over the course of 14 turns, but that learning curve for Robert Mcginnis is starting to get smaller. Here he is. The victory celebration begins at Indianapolis.
And there's that emotion that Anders was talking about. Robert Mcginnis' first win, also his first pole, and it just so happens to happen on the grounds of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll let him celebrate a little bit more. Robert, how much more special is this day because you just scored your first Indy Lights win on the grounds of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
This is insane. I can't believe we just won that. It's out of control. No, I mean, it's super special. I mean, your first Lights win, first win in a few years, so I couldn't be happier. I can't thank the series, can't thank Cooper Tires, and I really can't thank CyberArk, Palo Alto Networks, Optiv, SailPoint, and of course Andretti Autosport for everything they've done for me. And no, this is insane.
When we talked before the race today, you told me that time on the IndyCar timing stands really helped you learn feedback and how to give quality feedback. What feedback did you give after qualifying that helped your car today?
I think the one thing I did learn from the IndyCar guys is how clear and concise everything is. And, you know, I can't thank Andretti Autosport again enough for that opportunity. And yeah, I mean, I just came back and said, you know, let's make a couple changes to make the tires last, but this car is awesome, and they've given me an awesome race car all weekend long. I couldn't be happier. And
there's another dominant day here at the IMS Road Course by Andretti Autosport. They've now won the last 5 of 6 races here.
It is the Indy Lights Grand Prix of Indianapolis, the second in as many days for the field. Rinus VeeKay comes along, yesterday's winner. Robert Mcginnis just beside him. They take that final right-handed turn. They start to work their way north up the straightaway. They await. The green flag is out. Racing again in Indianapolis. Really good jump for Rinus VeeKay.
And Rinus now protect the inside. You do not want anyone funneling up the inside of you. That's a very, very smart move that Robert Mcginnis going to swing it around the outside. Is he going to be able to pull it off?
Does not look so. And look at David Malukas. Looked like David Malukas, and it looks like perhaps Zachary Clayman, couldn't tell, got locked up a little bit midfield back, but Rinus VeeKay able to hold on to that top spot.
Wow, that was some impressive driving for the two of them there. Rinus VeeKay in that dark red Mazda machine, followed by Robert Mcginnis in the blue and white car. Mcginnis has the draft coming into turn 7.
Boy, Mcginnis really made a look on VeeKay as they went into turn number 1, but again, the angle not there, and it looks like, oh, this time he's going to go through the grass. This is really not good for Robert Mcginnis. You talked about championship points, Anders. There you go, falling back.
And we have a spinner. I believe that's Lucas Cole in the back there, so he's gone off the track. Very, very easy to do on this opening lap, but unfortunately, from the perspective of a championship mindset, when you have to push the pass, there really isn't that big of a sense of urgency on the opening lap to make those kind of moves, because if Robert Mcginnis had waited another half a lap or so, as Ryan Norman here goes off the track and is going to spin, so insult to injury for Ryan Norman here. He's going to fall to the back of the pack.
Boy, I'll tell you, all kinds of problems early in this race. It is a 35-lap event. You take a look there at Oliver Askew. Toby Sowery is going to go alongside him. Askew has to look, one would think, Anders, at everything that's taking place in front of him and has to make that decision. Do I charge or do I just kind of wait and let things settle out a little
Well,
bit.
and I think Oliver Askew here in the white and blue car is doing a good job of defending from Sowery, and just kind of went down to the inside and told Sowery, all right, if you want to try and get around me, you're going to have to go the long way around on the outside of the corner. So good defending there, and a strong opening lap here for Dalton Kellett. Look at this, all the way up in 5th.
Working their way around, and we'll see if he gets on that push to pass. This is the area where you want to hit it, right, Anders?
Yeah, exactly, and there it is. Yeah, he's pushing it hard. He's in the draft. Can he do something before turn 1?
He takes a pop. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, Oliver Askew is going to make that track plenty wide, and he shuts the door on Robert Mcginnis.
I tell you, I think race director Tony Kottman's going to have a real big problem with that, because you're allowed to make a proactive move.
He made 2 up there, didn't he?
Well, the problem for Oliver Askew is he didn't move until Robert Mcginnis had already tried to go for the overtake, so that became a direct block there. So I think Tony Kottman's going to look at that, and if he's not assessed a penalty, he'll almost certainly be assessed a warning here, because that was a very, very defensive move, and yeah, you want to do this proactively, but look at this. Robert pops, and then Oliver Askew makes the move. Oof. That's not good. I think Tony Kottman's gonna have to get involved here. Oliver just needed to be a little bit more proactive. Just go to the inside, knowing that Robert's gonna try to go for the move. Go to the inside proactively. Make Robert Mcginnis go around the long way. Oh, and there we have it. Oliver Askew has been told by race control to let Robert Mcginnis go. So there you have it, and now he's gonna try and tuck right back to try and get that position, but could be a difficult feat here for Oliver Askew.
So Tony Kottman agreed with you, Anders, and the fact that, you know what, I've got to take a look at this, and he said to Robert Mcginnis, go ahead and move around it, because Oliver Askew has to surrender that position. It drops now Oliver Askew to 4th. Robert Mcginnis now runs in the 3rd position.
Yeah, and I think that was a good call, and might not have seemed like it at the time for Oliver Askew, but I think once he sees the replay himself, he's going to realize, yeah, that was probably the right thing. But look at the championship implications here. Rinus VeeKay, if the results stand, Rinus VeeKay will take over the championship lead. But Oliver Askew, oh man, what can he do?
Boy, he used that push to pass, no problem, right? But the question now is, can Robert Mcginnis get the spot back? He still has a push to pass to use.
And it's just, again, I'm so surprised that these guys just don't proactively go all the way to the inside of the track to block. You always want to make your competitor go the long way around. You never want to open up the inside for your competitors. So I think Robert Mcginnis' engineer there might have a word with him and say, man, you cannot let yourself get overtaken on the inside of the track. Look at this gap, 6.5 seconds now.
Rinus VeeKay working his way around this facility. It has been absolutely a superlative day here so far for that young man in car number 21. Rinus VeeKay working his way around, just has to make sure that he completes the end of this particular circuit without any issue whatsoever. He works his way around now. He's got that 12, 13, 14 combo, and then he will make the turn and head towards home. What a day it has been for that machine for Juncos Racing. Rinus VeeKay working his way around. Anders Krohn, he made no mistakes. The checkered flag waves. Rinus VeeKay wins the 2nd race here on the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Zachary Clayman will come home 2nd. Question now, does Robert Mcginnis have enough for that 3rd spot? He does not. Oliver Askew rounds out the podium.
And that's not just a race win for VeeKay. That is complete and utter domination, and that's got to feel so good for him. Came into the weekend feeling a lot of pressure, and as things stand, he should have overtaken the championship lead now by 1 point. So he should be your new effective championship leader as things stand. Unofficial results, of course, but still, that's got to feel good for him.
And the celebration, Katie Hargett, is about to begin as Rinus VeeKay is going to pop his way out of that number 21 Juncos Racing machine. And here he is to celebrate a win at Indianapolis, Katie.
Jake, it was an absolutely flawless day for Rinus VeeKay, scoring his 2nd win in Indy Lights, the 1st since all the way back in St. Petersburg. Rinus, what did you change between your execution from yesterday to today?
First of all, the start, that was a big change. Stayed in position, and yeah, I think it was just a matter of being consistent and getting out of the push-to-pass zone. So yeah, it was a great race. I want to thank the team for an amazing car, and I'm looking forward to many more wins.
Now with this win, you have 2 wins, as well as Oliver Askew has 2 wins. I gotta let you know also, you just took over the points lead.
That's very nice to know. It doesn't mean a lot, but let's keep it this way.
Watch the 103rd running of the Indianapolis 500, Sunday, May 26th at 11 a.m. on NBC.